Alzheimer disease is a brain disorder that gets worse over the time. It characterized by changes in the brain that leads to the deposits of certain proteins. Alzheimer's disease causes the brain to shrink and also the brain cells to eventually die. Alzheimer's is the most common cause of dementia, a gradual decline in memory, thinking, behavior, and social skills. These changes affects a person's ability to function. About 6.5 million people in the United States aged 65 and older live with Alzheimer disease. Among them, there are more than 70% are 75 years old and older. And also for the 45 to the 55 million people worldwide with dementia. 60 to 70% are estimated to have Alzheimer's disease. The early signs of this disease include the forgetting recent events or also the conversations. Over time, it progresses to serious memory problems and loss of ability to perform everyday tasks. Second, it is also that the medicines may improve or slow the progression of symptoms. Programs and also the services can help support people with the disease and with their caregivers. There is no treatment that cures the Alzheimer's disease. In advanced stages, severe loss of the brain function can cause dehydration, malnutrition, or infection. And also, I'm among with that complications can result in the death. So, what are the symptoms of Alzheimer's disease? The symptoms called as the memory loss is the key symptoms of Alzheimer's disease. Early signs include difficulty remembering recent events or the conversations. But memory gets worse and other symptoms develop as the disease progresses. People with Alzheimer's disease also may have, you can say, repeated statements and questions over and over. Let's suppose they will ask repeated questions. Okay, are you fine? Did you eat their food? Or like this kind of phrases they will use. Third, forget conversations. They have the forgetfulness, appointments or events. Also misplace items, often putting them in places and don't make sense, and also get lost in places they used to know well. Eventually forget the names of family members and everyday objects. This is the most hardest thing, when they actually forget the names of their family members as well. This is the worst part of Alzheimer's. Have trouble finding the right words for objects and expressing thoughts, taking part in conversations, thinking and reasoning. Alzheimer's disease causes difficulty concentrating and thinking, especially about the abstract concepts such as numbers, and doing more than one task at once, especially is difficult. And it may be challenging to manage finances, balances the checkbooks, and also pay bills on time because they have the condition of forgetfulness. Eventually, a person with Alzheimer's disease may be unable to recognize and deal with numbers, and also making judgments and decisions. Alzheimer's disease causes a decline in the ability to make the sensible decisions and judgments in everyday situations. For example, a person may make a poor choices in social settings or wear clothes for the wrong type of weather. Okay, and this is a condition may happen. It may become harder for someone to respond to everyday problems. Okay, for example, the person may not how to handle the food burning on the stove, and also for the decisions while driving, planning and performing familiar tasks. Preserve skills as well, despite major changes to memory and skills. People with Alzheimer's disease are able to hold on to some skills even as symptoms get worse. Preserve skills may include reading or listening, and also to the books, telling stories, sharing memories, singing, listening to music, dancing, drawing, or doing crafts as well. In terms of these skills may be preserved longer because they are controlled by the parts of the brain affected later in the course of the disease. So some of the things may preserved, but some of things in Alzheimer's cannot be, you know, as preserved as they are. Let's suppose the names of the your loved ones, even though your names. So, for what we can do in terms of yoga therapy for the seniors with dementia and Alzheimer's. So, we can divide it into the three body fold parts. For example, first, exercise for the body, second, exercise for the mind, third, a tool for stress reduction. So, wide range of benefits can come and gentle in the form of yoga classes as well. So, relaxation and stress relief to counter the anxiety, confusion, and overwhelmment. Opportunities for diverse expression, including the non linguistic expression with the body, similar to the moment therapy for seniors. Understanding through the senses, engagement in the moment, body awareness, which builds confidence, calms, and balance the flexibility and range of motion. Endurance and cardiovascular exercise, which can bring the energy and motivation for more regular physical activity. Okay, another aspect of it, the core strength, and also which can greatly improve your balance and mobility and balance the mood. It can enhance the fun, lots of fun and opportunities for socialization, because in terms of yoga it can indulge the practices of socialization, community building, which is very good for the Alzheimer's, because they have the ability to forget the things very easily. So, in the community, they can develop the socialization in a good way. Limit the distractions. So, when you are served the meals, in the meal time, quiet the surroundings from the television and other distractions. Keep the table simply, settingly simple. Offer one food item at a time. The person may be unable to decide among the foods on his her or plate, so serve only one or two items at a time. Okay, for example, serve mashed potatoes followed by the entire, something. This kind of things you have to inculcate in the food, in the diet. Be flexible with the food preferences, because provided a balanced diet with a variety of foods, offer vegetables, fruits, whole grains, and low fat dairy products, and also some kinds of little bit protein and the fats, which is good, and it enhances the HDL, high density lipoproteins. And also you can go for the light fats. Okay, like you can use the olive oils in terms of good cooking oils. Do not use butter and refined sugars, etc. So, in terms of Alzheimer, you can give the diet very simple to them, because they are the geriatric cases as well. Their digestive system is very weak. And give the diet which is full of antioxidants, vitamin A, C, and E. You can include in the diets. Omega 3 you can include in the diets, because it has the modalities to indulge more number of neuroplasticity and giving the things in terms of yoga therapy. Thank you so much for joining this session. I hope you have understood the concept of Alzheimer's.